All right, welcome to Never Offside with Julie and Kat. Welcome, Jules.
Hey, Kat. So excited today. We're going to talk to Veronique Fleury, wife of Marc-Andre Fleury. We're going to talk everything from their plans after this last season of his, kind of her favorite memories of everything that their family has experienced in this, farewell tour, and even learn her biggest pet peeve about Marc-Andre. So that'll be coming up next. But what's going on?
I'm excited to talk to her because I've actually never met her before, so this is exciting. I have so many questions. I don't know anything, so this is wonderful.
I know it'll be really fun to just get down to chat with her and really get to know her, since I feel like me personally, we're so close with different people we know through the league. So just a good old catch up will be fun.
So speaking of the end, it's the end of our seasons this week.
This is the end. That song, This is the End.
It's so crazy how you can prepare for it, and then this week comes and it's so, it is. It's depressing. You guys were in it, so I was rooting for you guys, but now we're looking towards the end of the season parties while everyone else is.
Yeah, it's been like a weird it's been like weird timing too, with it being Easter weekend that it ends on if you're done. So I don't know, the whole thing just kind of sucks if we're gonna be honest. But parties to be had to wrap everything up and tie a bow around it and send everybody off their separate ways.
Yep. Well, I'm excited for our party because I'm planning it, and it's at our house, and we have a hibachi coming over, which will be really fun. All my children are coming over, so they'll have lots of food.
I love that. I think you really need to bring in a milk and cookies bar. I just think it's fitting. So
yes, for dessert, milk and cookies bar. We have
details matter with these parties. So I think that'd be so cute. But
yeah,
that'll be fun.
Maybe end with a sleepover, a big sleepover outside, and the whole team can.
We need to find a party planner that does those tents with the thing. And oh man, maybe that's the mom in me. I actually need to plan a birthday party. You should do that.
Well, you know what? Come on by. I feel like that would be
if I didn't have to be in two places at once, I would love to come just actually help you and be a fly on the wall of what your end of season chaperoning party will be like.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's gonna be. I'm just already laughing because these kids are hilarious. So, fun fact: Ty scored his 30th goal last night. So that is something that's exciting in the end. We're wrapping up, but.
Congrats, Ty. That's awesome.
Thanks. It's a sad end of season week, but he managed to make something cool happen.
He's still showing up and doing his thing. I love that. Well, that's so awesome. And you always want to end on, I would think the players always want to end on a high note and feeling good about their game, regardless of, kind of where they land in the standings. So kudos to you, Tyler. Doing what you do best.
30 goals, 3 seasons in a row. So good on you, Ty.
I love that. Well, up next, we're going to talk to Vero Fleury. Hi, and welcome to Never Offside. I want to practice my French, so I'm going to say your beautiful name, Veronique Fleury. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You are we were laughing on text last night, obviously, but the connections that I feel like we have through this crazy hockey world, but we have never met in real life, is wild. And it is we're 1 degree of separation, and everybody I've encountered that you've spent the majority of your hockey life with, you should have seen my DMs last night after we had announced that you're coming on. It warmed my heart. I feel like I should send you screenshots of every one of your people, just the biggest hype girls. And that's just a testament to who you are. So very excited to talk to you today. And catch up with an old girlfriend that I've actually never met. So
It's sad we never actually met in person, but I'm glad we finally get to talk.
Absolutely.
So, okay, a lot of people were asking just to bring it back to the beginning of you and Marc-Andre. So can
Ooh.
you? Yes, we want to go back. We have so many questions, Julie and I. We have
Okay.
you guys have.
I mean, we go way back because we met when we were 8, so that was a very long time ago. But if we're
8?
talking, like, yes, 8. We were raised on the same like country road back home, South Shore of Montreal. So we went to elementary school together. His sister was one of my best friends, so I had sleepovers there with her. We've known each other forever. Dated twice in elementary school, and he broke up with me twice. So then I was like, "You're done, man." And then we got back together. I was 16, and then we've been together ever since. Yeah, so it's been a long time.
Oh my God, he broke up with you
Yes.
twice in elementary school?
Uh-huh.
We need him on the pod
Yeah,
next.
I have questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, I mean, you've been here for it all. You've seen every ounce of the way being with, like, knowing him since he was 8 years old. I mean, I have a 7-year-old and a, 9-year-old going through youth hockey right now. You've literally been through every step. And what was that like, I guess, when he made the first step into like the league or into like, as he progressed and has like, when did hockey become like this? Oh, he's kind of good. He's going to do something with this.
I mean, we're from a very small hometown, and he was the only one of our group that like left. I think he left when he was around 14. So for all of us, like we're like, wow, like that's very special. He must be really good, like if he's moving away that young. Um, and then I think he went and you're asking me questions that are a long time ago, but he went really high in the junior draft. I always had faith in him, but there's just so little, like so many people that make it to the NHL. You're kind of always like so happy for you, and you're grateful for that stage, but you never know like when is it gonna end. But it's never
So
ended.
he left when he was 14. So then you
Yeah.
guys stayed in touch and then you got back together, you said when you were 16?
Yeah, he left and for Cape Breton, so that was like pretty far from where we were, and our hometown, nobody speaks English. So for him, he learned English there. It was a very big move and transition. And then he would come back in the summer, and then we would see him. We have like the same like group of friends still to this day. So yeah.
I love that. When did you learn English if nobody speaks it at home?
I went to CEGEP in English in Montreal, but so I was like book smart, and then I moved with him in Wilkes-Barre, and then I realized I did not understand English at all. So one of the girlfriends there took me under her wing, and she taught me the slangs, and it's just very hard to show your real personality like in another language because it's not like I could write and read perfectly, but to be funny or make jokes or like be quick at responding definitely took a while. But yeah, Mel Armstrong, which I think Julie might know,
Yes.
was the one that I owe my English to.
Oh,
Can't
Mel.
get rid of the accent though.
Yeah, well, she's the one to take you under and has a great personality too. So I know that you probably felt at home and comfortable. And what a perfect person to like usher you in almost into the league and make you feel comfortable. And clearly, you guys made a home for yourselves in Pittsburgh, and that is just kind of where this historic career started.
Yeah.
With your husband and Kat and I were talking, like literally we knew nothing about you guys or just your story specifically. And it just seems from afar, like every team and city you played for, like you guys just seemed like the darlings of that city and just everybody, like the love around your family, especially coming out right now, with, the end and wrapping up. It's just so apparent, and I feel like that's like the start of like Pittsburgh. Like when did you really find, grasp, like you felt like at home, because that's hard. You've moved away, you're learning English. Like when did it really start feeling like, okay, I got this?
I don't know, like it's so scary because you make friends and they get traded and they leave. So you always feel like you cannot feel safe anywhere. So I never really like took the time to decorate a house, because you're like, and there's a saying that if you start putting pictures on the wall, then you're gonna get traded. So when did I feel like home? I mean, probably when we bought our first house, we had the girls there, so it definitely feels more real. Um, I mean, the people in Pittsburgh were so welcoming and they really loved Mark. So we felt, I don't know if I can put a date, but it's more like events and um, special moments. Yeah,
I
than
feel
actually.
that picture on the wall thing way too much.
Uh-huh. Don't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you don't want to jinx it. It is. It that you said it perfectly. Like you really start to dig in and then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, nope, you're moving on."
Yeah.
So, that's the tough part, but it's part of the journey and what we all kind of
Yeah, we were there for 14 years, so I know like by the end we definitely did feel home because it was very painful to leave. But then it's been good to discover new places and meet new people, so it's been a blessing.
So throughout the career, obviously, the majority of questions we got was about the pranks. So we really want to know when that started and how much you are involved with it.
I'm not involved other than sometimes he's looking for ideas and then he asks us. But
You-
most of them I don't find out before I see them on social media. It started, I think, his first roommate in Pittsburgh was Mark Bergevin, and he was a prankster. So Mark loves that stuff, and he just
this all
kept it
makes
going.
sense.
Yeah,
We love Burge. We know him well from Montreal,
yeah,
our time.
yeah.
Yeah, see the 1 degree of separation literally
Uh-huh.
in everything.
Yeah,
That makes so much sense that it
yeah.
started with
With
Burge. And did that like I guess I just briefly just this first 5 minutes, it sounds like you guys both have just like a funny, lighthearted personality. Did that just like allow him like it gave him permission almost like, oh, okay, like this
Yeah.
allows
I
me
mean,
to
we love to laugh. We love to make people laugh, and I feel like for him, like Mark is a pretty quiet, not necessarily shy, but like in a group of people, he wouldn't be the one speaking. He likes to listen. He likes to listen to jokes, but I feel like his pranks are kind of his way to express himself. So, I
I
don't
love
know.
it. Well,
Well,
there's
were there any favorites of yours that you've seen on social media?
Uh, I mean, he's done so many. I'm pretty sure that he packed, I think it was Paul Martin's pickup truck, like full of those peanuts things. Like
oh,
this,
yeah, the
The
packing.
packing.
yeah, that one was a good one.
Where does who's helping him? Like where is he going like on Uline and ordering packing peanuts? Like what
I
is
have no idea. I mean,
he has to have an
Usain's
accomplice.
boots and the fur boots. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago. He took all his clothes and he left like a Goodwill jacket and fur boots. So
That one was
was
really funny.
yeah.
This is amazing. Like the creativity that goes behind this, that's exhausting to me thinking of
Yeah.
it. But
I'm like, how
thanks.
do you even have time? Because I don't know, but
Yeah,
it's his
taking
thing.
off like
Does it
tires
well.
from.
Yeah. I
Oh
don't know
my.
who helped him with that, but he definitely did get some help, obviously, for that one.
Has
Has he tried any funny pranks on your kids ever?
Uh, no, he's satisfied with the ring, so we'll
Yeah.
see next year what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Maybe
Watch out.
retirement.
Uh-huh. Retirement's
Um,
gonna be dangerous for us. We'll see.
Oh my gosh, we were just talking with a couple from the Washington Capitals who played there for the bulk of their career, and they talked about how, um, like pranking Ovi, they did it one time and then that was it. Like you didn't prank Ovi after that, but
Oh, no.
it seems like Marc Andre kind of there's no hold back and like especially with like Sid like who obviously you guys have such a tight knit relationship with but like Sid would be one of those people that you're kind of like don't mess with like his mojo but Marc Andre is like nope like I get past the red tape like how does that work?
I mean, Sid was in Pittsburgh at 18, and I think he's 87. So Mark is 3 years older. They grew up together, you know. So they like to Mark, Sid is Sid. He's not obviously he's the greatest, you know, but to
Right.
him, he's a guy he's growing up with. I think that helped. Like if I don't think he would have attacked Sid,
Yeah.
not knowing him, you know. But he's just and Sid loves that stuff too. He gives
Yeah.
it right back to him. So it's yeah, there's no issues there, no fears.
I love it. It's such a special it's just like his signature on everything and I love that and I'm a little worried for you guys though back at home
He's
this
definitely been
year.
getting a lot of attention, but I don't think he did anything this year. Maybe he's gonna have
It's not over yet.
yeah, yeah, we'll see.
So speaking of Sid and the cups, you have 2 10 years coming up in the next few years, from the 2016 2017, right? So you
You're
guys have
right.
a couple parties coming up.
Yeah, we
Who
missed the first one because Mark was still playing. So I didn't even think about that. That should be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I was wondering who you're excited to see during those cup parties.
Ooh, uh, everyone. I mean, you're really getting me off guard here.
Ty just had his tenure last summer, so I just went to that with him. We weren't together during the cup, but it was fun to
Okay.
see so many people. So I
Yeah.
just want to know who you're still so close with from those cups and stuff.
Sydney and Kathy, we've been very lucky because her sister lives here in Minnesota, so we get to see them still. I mean, it was such a good group. I'm excited to see everyone, really. The rest were so great too. Yeah,
Just good
everyone.
people all around in
Yeah,
Pittsburgh. I know we
yeah.
were we were welcomed to Pittsburgh for our short tenure of 9 months in Pittsburgh, and it was just wonderful. Like,
Mhm.
couldn't be more welcoming. The organization is, you know, out of this world, just so lovely. They take care of the families like beyond anything, and I can only imagine that that was probably. Would you say that was the hardest thing leaving that your life
Oh,
there
yes.
and moving on?
Yeah, it was. I mean, they were very kind to us because it wasn't like a shock or surprise. We knew it was gonna happen, but it was hard. Like Mark and I would compare it to a divorce. Like it was just so painful to leave such a great group. Like after 3 cups and um, some of the players he had played with for a long time at that point. Um, but things have changed, you know. Like when I watch the Pittsburgh team now, I only know a few. So even if we would have stayed there, everything around keeps changing in this world. So I have to see it that way.
And then, so you guys went from Pitt to Vegas, and was it the first year Vegas was, or when did you get to Vegas? Like during
Yeah,
Vegas's
Mark got the draft, whatever that was called, like the
Expansion.
extension draft. Yes.
okay.
Yeah, so we went from Pittsburgh to Vegas. We were there for 4 years, and the first year was like a Cinderella story because it was like kind of all like those misfits who were a little upset that they were let go,
Oh my gosh,
and
right.
then
Yep.
they made it to the final the first year. So it was an amazing year.
How and you guys, you had all three of your kids by then, and you moved.
No,
You
I
had
had
your
just the girls, and then I had my son in Vegas the third year, I think.
okay. So you packed up, moved everybody to
Yeah,
Vegas, and started over.
yeah, yeah,
And how
That
did
that season must have been such a roller coaster. Like,
yeah. That's also why, because our girls are like pretty close in age, but since we knew that we were gonna move, I didn't want to be pregnant for that move and for the new team in Vegas. I'm like, let's wait a little, and that's why he's 3 or 4 years apart from my middle one. But it all worked out great because we had a lot of fun that first year.
I was gonna say that would have been really fun, especially in the final in
Yeah.
Vegas. So
Yeah, and the group was so close together because everyone was like on the same page. There were no like little cliques or whatever because everyone was
yeah.
new. So it was really great.
how was Vegas like coming into a brand new organization? Like, do they have it together? Where does everybody kind of like bear with us? We're learning this, or was it a well-oiled machine?
Yes, they had it very much together, but they were learning too. But most of them were coming from Washington, I think.
Mm.
Uh, George McPhee was the president and GM, and he brought like a few of his people. So they had worked like in hockey before. Um, but it was, I mean, it's Vegas, you know, like the rink was insane and the practice rink was as beautiful and everything you wanted they had. So definitely a good place to be.
Yeah, they did it right. They
Yeah.
they
Did
nailed
it
the
right.
family room on the first try and everything like that.
Oh,
So
it's a very nice family room, yes.
I love it.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. So Vegas, I literally had to go on Marc Andre's Hockey DB and just like see the timeline of things, and I was like, "Whoa, what? Chicago? What happened? How did
Mhm.
that get that got
Mhm.
snuck in there?"
Yeah, that got snuck in there. That was yeah, that was a painful surprise. Yeah, definitely was a surprise because uh we had bought a lot in Vegas and we were gonna build, and we thought that that was like our forever place, and clearly they had another idea, and yeah, we were home in Canada, and Mark got the call that he had been traded to Chicago. Um, and the girls were older at that age, so that was the hardest part because they could understand, you know, like the
Mm-hmm.
going
Yeah.
from Pittsburgh to Vegas, the girls were 2 and 4, so they're young and, you know, they don't really care
Mm-hmm.
where they're
Yeah.
going. But this one was not as fun.
Oh
So
my gosh. So what happened in that like year? Did you guys move to Chicago? Did you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and we found out it was like in at some point in July. We didn't have that much time to go and like find a house and schools and all
Crazy.
that.
it's
So
quick.
we rushed into it and then sold the house in Vegas. It was a busy last month before we headed back. But Chicago were great to us too.
Hmm.
Uh, it was diff. I feel like all the cities we've been in were so different from each other. Uh, Obviously, Vegas was awesome, like with the palm trees and uh, the sun and everything you could ask for. And Chicago, we were more like of a city living. Like we lived super close to the Wrigley Field, so that was cool too. Looking back now,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but it was I would say like my most challenging year because the team was so young too, and I was coming in with 3 kids. Like my oldest is gonna be 12 soon, so she was definitely by far the oldest, and it was the year kind of like after COVID, so it was
All
very
the
interesting.
challenges for
All
sure.
yeah, all of
Not
it.
many people on your same page too. If the so
No,
many young
yeah,
guys.
yeah,
And not to mention like the emotional part of you guys were planning on like essentially retiring in Vegas. Like
he's
that
here.
was oh, special
Oh.
Say
guest.
hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Do you have any pranks planned up your sleeve?
Uh, yes, but I can tell you.
Oh,
Keep your eyes.
Oh,
Oh.
keep your eyes open.
always head on a swivel.
We're nervous for your family during retirement.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. All right, well, let's get to Minnesota because you guys have clearly like settled in just again with your family kind of under the microscope this year and especially the last few weeks, doing your kind of last hurrahs. What like your time in Minnesota, what has that meant to y'all? How has it kind of brought the feeling of just like this full circle? I feel like it's treated y'all well. You've made it your home. The people there have taken you in, just everything about it.
It's such an amazing group here. I love everyone. We're so close, and Danielle and Jared Spurgeon are doing such a good job at bringing people together. Um, I've rarely seen anything like it. And we're staying here. We bought a house here, so that was a very big unplanned surprise, but we love it so much, and the kids love it so much that we're staying. So yeah,
Wow.
that
So
just shows how much.
Minnesota is going to be home. We'll
Yeah,
just go back and vacation in Montreal or
yeah, yeah.
wow, that
It's the people. They say people here they call them Minnesota nice, and it's true. It's just like normal, chill, kind people. They've been so welcoming. It's been great. If you would have told me that this would happen for our family a couple years ago, I would have not believed you, but here we are.
Was it always kind of in the plan to go back to Montreal?
No, because I mean, we're still building that house in Vegas. It's not done yet. So that all like, we decided like right before Christmas that we were going to sell and stay here. Um, yeah,
wow.
Wow.
What a
yeah,
beautiful testament,
yeah.
like going from your whole life in Pittsburgh and leaving something like a divorce, you said, and then going to Vegas, that became a beautiful thing, and then a little rocky patch, unexpectedness, and then to this. Like,
Hmm.
and I think that is the craziest part about like this hockey life. And I know people ask us all the time, like, you're gonna stay in Michigan forever. And I think all of us know who've kind of been through is like, you can never really say forever. Like, you don't know what's gonna come up that's gonna take your path. And like, you guys fell in love with Minnesota and you never saw that in your books. But
No, we've said forever. When we were in Pittsburgh, we were building our house back in Montreal, and that was going to be our forever house. And then
mm-hmm,
we went in Vegas, and we're like, okay, no, we're going to live here. So that was our forever house, and now
mm-hmm,
here's the third one. So who knows? Maybe
yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully that it is what this one. We're happy here. So.
What are some of your favorite family activities there?
Our kids are very much into sports, so that's we're on soccer fields quite a bit. And James, my son, just turned 6, and he started hockey. So I think, like in Minnesota, hockey is really big, and we're gonna
Mm.
get busier and busier with him. So I'm
Is he a
very glad
goalie?
that he wants to be. There's no goalies at his age yet, and I'm still trying to.
Not.
Yes, I am. He's gonna do whatever he wants, but um,
Oh,
You're
you
not
don't want
gonna
him to.
you're not gonna play goalie.
yeah, scoring goals is it's fun, James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the only thing worse than being a hockey wife is being a hockey mom. I mean, a goalie wife
Goalie.
is being a goalie mom.
Yeah, I don't think my heart and stress can take it. I've given enough. Yeah, I think it would be worse because I don't know.
It's your baby. Like,
Hockey parents are tough.
oh gosh, we could have a whole nother chat about that. It's a wild ride out there.
Uh-huh.
What what have been your kids were on the ice with your husband's last regular season home game the other night? What are the gestures? Kind of, the whole league has been just pulling out the red carpet, rightfully so. On this last rodeo, let's call it. What are some of the really neatest things y'all have got to experience or surprises that have hit you along the way?
I think every one of it, like the videos, we uh, we went to the game in Montreal. Definitely, were not expecting anything there because Mark has never played there, and then they did that tribute, and you got the standing ovation that felt like it was going on forever. Like that was so emotional. Every one of them, I would say. Like I didn't ask him; he just got back last night, but I'm sure he was surprised in Calgary and in Vancouver this weekend. What Ovi did a couple of weeks ago, I could not believe. So it's all been, we're in shock. We're like also in denial that this is all happening. So I think every time that something like this happens, like Mark is like, well, it's really, it's happening. Like it's nearing its end, you know?
And how are you handling those emotions? Like, are you a crier? Because I would be bawling my eyes out at like the Ovi thing and all that stuff. So
Um, it's again, I feel like I'm in denial. I don't know when it's gonna hit. Like the at the beginning of the game against San Jose when the kids went on, I was a mess. But then that game was special,
Yeah,
to
special.
say the least. So I was like, well, maybe there's some things I won't miss about hockey.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go in the very, like nostalgic phase yet. We'll see.
I wasn't
feel
going to bring up that game, by the way.
yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Oh, so yeah,
Wow.
the nostalgia you said.
I'm sorry.
You said the nostalgia and everything like that.
Yeah, it hasn't hit yet because I don't know, it doesn't feel real. It's we've been in this so long, you know. It's maybe next year when hockey starts again. I don't know how that works. We'll see.
Yeah,
It's gonna
who
hit
knows?
at some point.
And
The kids don't
what?
get it.
Sorry, what'd you say?
The kids don't get it either, so
Oh.
it's yeah, hard to grasp.
For
We'll see.
sure.
How is he just when you guys talk about, the future, how is he just kind of taking all this in?
Um, we don't talk about it that much. Like it's a lot of question marks, you know? Like what I feel like we've been so busy the last month or so, because everyone wants to come in and watch him play because they know he's done. So we've had guests, so we've been out of town that we didn't get to like sit down and be like, okay, what's next? I feel like we're more of a day-to-day kind of people. I mean, at least we know we're coming back here, which is gonna make it won't be like such a drastic cut, you know, because we'll still be here and see our friends. There's so many guys that retire here, so I think that Mark appreciates that he's gonna be around hockey guys still, because they're one of a kind. If you just get out of the hockey world like right away, I feel like it would have been harder on him. But we're excited to see what's next, and
Well, some beer league team in Minnesota is going to be real happy.
yeah, he was talking about starting something. There's just so many guys. I
Yeah.
don't know if he would be a goalie though. We'll see.
Oh, new skill set.
The body is hurting.
Does he talk about what he wants to do next? Does he want to it's always the big question mark of like what the guys want to do after.
I mean, by saying here, like, there's the option maybe of like doing something with Billy Guerin, the GM here. Mark won the cup with him in 2009, so they have a good relationship. But he definitely wants to be more present with the kids because he's missed so much. So it would be definitely something more of a part-time or whenever he feels like it. But other than that, no, we'll see.
Yeah, we were wondering, obviously, he's so great, on camera, like if there was like TV talks or anything like that.
Oh no, he doesn't like that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Both of us.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Yeah.
you're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah,
V.
you both.
I
you
think
both
you need to
fooled
do more
us.
of this.
Yeah,
What
agree to disagree.
what I think we know the answer, but just what are you looking forward to most about, his retirement?
Having someone to help me with the kids more, just having like a normal parenting that there's like more of a 50-50 than just all the responsibilities on me and yeah, sharing. Like I was at a soccer tournament away with my daughter this weekend and I was a single parent with my 3 kids, so I'm looking forward to doing these things with him, just having a more normal family life,
Right.
I think. Yes, but it's also very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an independent person, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to get him out of here at some point too.
We're gonna learn some things that annoy you.
We
Yes.
we need a petition for that goalie wife group chat that Angela Price was talking about when she was on. She was like a goalie helpline because it's also carries home a lot, and it's just like
I need a retirement line. I think that's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna need.
maybe that should be our next
Do this anymore.
next helpline. Is there anything you're not gonna miss? Kind of about this crazy life. Does he have any crazy routines that you have to kind of work around?
No, he was very superstitious when he was younger, but not so much anymore. Just the naps. I feel like I'm not gonna miss the stress around being a goalie wife, but I've been told that I would. So we'll see. The long trips I won't miss when they're gone for so long and you have kids. I feel like that's hard on them. It's been a good life for us. So I'm very grateful, but I'm also grateful that it's coming to an end soon.
Well,
You know,
the goalie wife stress, how are you at games? Like, I want to know what you're like watching a game.
when he plays, you don't want to be the person sitting next to me because you get bruises and it's yeah. I swear I make the saves with him. So
Oh my gosh, we
yeah.
need to like mic you up or something in one of
Oh
these.
no, no, no.
Uh,
That would be
No,
fun.
he would be so embarrassed.
oh,
Yeah,
well, we can only
it's stressful.
imagine.
Hmm.
So, coming from Montreal, both Julie and I, that's how we met. We were wondering if, your family and friends ever were like, "Can you just sign here for a year?" To
Uh, no, no. I've read that in the media that like fans were kind of hoping you would, but um, I no. Our friends and family didn't ask for that. I'd be scared. It seems like a stressful market to play in, but that wouldn't be my call. So don't put that on me, please.
yeah, you'd be fun to sit next to at a Montreal game if
Yeah,
he was.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the
Yes.
stress level is at a Bell Center with the animation of the Bell Center. Yeah, leave two empty
Yeah.
seats open next to Vero.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man. Well, it's just been such a pleasure getting to hear kind of your whole life story. I feel like it was long overdue feeling like we're catching up with a old girlfriend that it's just such a shame our paths didn't
I know.
cross. Um, we like to end with a little quick shootout questions.
Okay.
So we'll start off with what is your biggest pet peeve about Marc Andre?
He's always late.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Yes.
What about in the locker room and team stuff?
He is famous for running in a minute before he would be fined. He's
Oh,
always late.
and
what's
has
his
he?
excuse? Like his late
I don't
excuse?
know. I thought I had so much more time. Yeah.
So, okay, follow-up question. Who takes longer to get ready? Like, is it him or you, or why
I'm
is he
always
late?
ready first. It's not that it takes him more time. It's just that he's gonna decide that he needs a nap or a shower when we should be like leaving or
Amazing.
like cutting his nails, Like it's time to go. Yes.
Wow.
That's amazing.
But yeah, my sitter would confirm that I'm always waiting on him, so that's not allowed.
Wow. Breaking news.
Yeah.
Funny. Thought I had more time. Okay, favorite NHL arena you've been to?
Vegas.
It's so fun.
That's
The
a good
game
one.
there is like going to a show. It's wild.
Pre-game show?
I mean, they have some good entertainment. I have to give it to them. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, if you can pick or off the top of your head, what is your favorite moment or one of your favorite moments from his career?
That save in O-line against Detroit right before they won the cup. It's
Oh,
I see it in when they do like those like big cup saves, and it still gives me chills. And it was in 2009, so a long time ago. It was a good one.
wow.
Yeah.
What did you guys do on your day with the cup?
Um, I mean, he had three.
What'd you do on your
I know
3
we
days?
went
Cash.
I know we went to Children's Hospital in Montreal. Uh, we had people over at our house. Um, oh, he did like a city. He was at a city, and people just came and saw the cup and could take pictures. I
That's so
think that's
cool.
it for the 3 days. And then the nights we would have like all our friends and family and party.
I
Big
love
Fun.
it.
party.
Well,
Yes.
funny, that transitions into our next question. Favorite cup party memory?
Um, I mean, ooh.
Doesn't necessarily have to be at yours. It could have been at like someone else's too.
We've never been to. Oh no, that's a lie. We went to Max Talbot's cup party. I mean, it's just great to. It's like a wedding. But then you have the cup, and everyone's just so happy. Uh, I don't have like really a special memory more than there was like great to have everyone and celebrate together. Oh, my
Well, I went.
daughter. Actually, it was my daughter's second birthday, and she ate her birthday cake in the cup. That would be it.
Oh,
Yes, sorry.
Oh, that's cute.
cute.
Well, I went deep on your Instagram and I saw a couple of you drinking out of the cup. I think Sid
Yeah.
was holding it one time.
Oh,
in one of
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
That's
one of
some
the
good
3
drinks there.
times you were drinking whatever out of the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some
Water.
weird mixes in there, but yeah. Yeah, water.
Rehydrating.
Yes.
That is so awesome. Okay, first list of chores for Marc-Andre when he's officially retired.
Ooh.
Hang
Wow,
the
that's a good
pictures.
one. Oh, no. No, no. I hang the pictures. No, he cannot. That's a very good question. I mean, we're going to be moving into a new house. I'm probably going to give him a lot of moving jobs. Yeah,
Does he take instruction well?
he does, but on his own time.
Yeah, he'll be
He's
late.
Yeah, he's eventually going to do it. Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, what are you guys watching on TV together right now?
We just finished White Lotus last night.
Oh, I
have to
still
have
have to
everything.
do that.
You haven't caught up yet?
I know Jeff really hasn't been home. I know it's really bad.
All right. Well, what did you think of it compared to the other seasons?
I really like the second season, but I don't know. I love those shows. I don't watch
Yeah.
a lot of TV, but those I don't know. I get into it.
Yeah, they're popular for a reason. We all
Yeah.
we all love it.
Yeah.
I will finish now that we are almost on summer
Yeah,
break
geez.
here.
Good thing we're not spoiler alerting.
I know.
you
I almost
now.
took the headphones off. I was gonna let you guys talk, and I was just gonna do this.
Everybody dies. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, I did. I do know that somebody dies, but okay. What is your first? Like, what are y'all's first when this season wraps up? And you've kind of put a bow on it. However it ends. What is your first plan, vacation or something of that
Ooh.
nature?
We have a trip with our kids and another family in June. So we love to travel and we usually do a big trip together. But my friend's getting married in Italy in August, so that trip's going to be later on. But yeah,
Where?
just
Where?
June. She's getting married in Tuscany, so it's going to be,
Oh,
I'm excited for that one. But yeah, Bahamas in June. Then we're going to be busy with the move until then.
yeah. Sounds like
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, V, thank you for joining us on Never Offside. You're a bigger delight than I imagined. So I really hope our paths cross here soon.
Same. You made it easier than I expected. Still sweating, but thank you.
Oh, good to hear.
Well, thank you again for joining
you.
us. You are just so lovely. Gosh, I just love catching up with her. It's so fun to see, the other outside perspective, and especially somebody that we both didn't know. Like, we knew nothing about them. And the career that he had, and she was with him since they were 8.
They met at 8. That was shocking and so
Mind-blowing.
cool.
So cool. I just think, I don't know, it's just such a beautiful story, really. And I loved every minute of it. I loved learning about their whole, path, and the fact that they're staying in Minnesota. I don't know why that was so shocking to me. I mean, it's not shocking to me about like Minnesota nice. We have a ton of our friends are from Minnesota. It doesn't surprise me, but wow, I loved it.
No, I know. I loved how honest she was too about how she hasn't really fully grasped the retirement, like the word even. So
Yeah.
it just seems like such a raw emotion. So and speaking of
sure.
retirement, it's crazy. It just feels like this week has been like so emotional, in hockey, watching some of
heavy on the R word.
Yeah.
With
R-
a lot of players announcing. I think it's always like most it's like an after, like they don't officially announce it till like later, but this has been different with Alec Martinez,
we're
Pat
super so
Maroon.
Alec is one of our closest friends. Obviously, Ty and him won the cup together, and him and Emily are so great. So congratulations, guys. We're so happy for you. You had a crazy career, winning 3 times. And wow, it really was emotional watching, like, an Alec. Did you watch that? I think I sent it to you on Instagram, his interview on the bench, and they just asked him how he felt, and he started tearing up.
Oh,
And
yeah, I was a mess, and I don't even know him. And I'm like, oh, don't do this to this guy, like, minutes before he's puck drops.
I was bawling. I texted them. I'm just like, way to make me cry, guys. Like, I can only imagine what you're doing right now in that suite watching that. I mean,
yeah,
so,
exactly. Well, really special careers, all of them. Yeah. And, it is really kind of nice to see it and acknowledge it in the moment. I think these guys deserve it. And I think the teams have honored all of them, like, in really awesome ways. And it's, got to feel good to them to go out with that, bit of acknowledgement, I would think. But
yeah, no, I agree. So let's not cry. Let's think of something funny real quick. Another incident happened with the San Jose Sharks this week. The team bus in Calgary, I think it swiped a pole or something.
Another transportation issue. Shoot.
So it swiped a pole, and kind of like equivalent of like the Titanic and the iceberg, like it just slowly swiped a pole and just like knocked out all the windows. So Ty sent me a photo yesterday, and I was just like, oh my God, you guys just, and it's funny too, because the Sharks were making fun of, the Rangers bus on social media. So now it's like,
so how did they deplane, get off the bus, and then where were they going? Like, what was
I think they were going from practice, or I don't know, but I think they had to get on another bus.
Jeez, Ubers.
Yeah, right. So it's just
wow.
This team just is never not funny. So
there's always something around those Sharkies. Wow.
Can't wait to see what happens at my house.
Yeah,
week.
Well, can't wait to debrief on that. And yeah, hard to believe we're wrapping up another regular season, and we will see you guys kind of as playoffs are starting and the energy really ramps up. And
yeah, we'll get over ourselves, and then we're going to start focusing on other teams.
Exactly. Well, thank you for listening to Never Offside with Julie and Kat. We appreciate everything you guys can give us, feedback and likes and shares and all the sort of things on your podcast platforms. Just appreciate it so much. Thanks again for listening.
Thank you. See you next week.